Batman vs. Robin is a DC animated film that just came out fairly recently, and I just got done watching it. The plot is we see Damian Wayne at the very beginning, who is indeed Bruce Wayne's son, and he is now the current Robin. He's still not listening to Batman. He's still being an annoying little prick. So what do you know? You have this group, this gang of, they call themselves the Court of Owls. They come in because one of them, the Lieutenant Owl of the group, he's looking for a successor, somebody to take his place. And he has been watching Damian, and he sees that in him. So throughout the movie, you see Damian conflicted and dealing with, well, does he want to join this group who sort of meets more of his style, his ideals, as far as going out and killing criminals? Or does he stay with Batman, his father? Now, what I thought of this movie was, I liked it. I did. But I will say, as far as Damian Wayne goes, I do not like this fucker. I'm sorry. I remember not liking him that much in Son of Batman, the last film that he was in, the first one he was in. But this one just takes the cake as far as how annoying he is. How much he doesn't fucking listen. At the very beginning, the very first thing you see is him stealing the Batmobile. Great. And Batman's trying to talk to him, telling him, look, stay where you are, don't do anything, it's dangerous, this and that. And he's like, okay, fine, I won't do anything. As he's going further into this fucking building, you just want to smack this fucking kid, shake him, strangle him, and say, look, you're fucking 10 years old. Listen to Batman. Your father is Batman. I think he knows what he's doing and what he's talking about. There's a difference where, I don't know if this movie or this story, because I know it's based off of the comics, I don't know if they're trying to paint Batman in a light where he doesn't trust Damian enough, if he isn't letting him be his own person enough. If that's the case, then that's ridiculous. Because first of all, like I said, Damian's a kid. He's 10 years old. Not only that, there's a difference between this story and when this similar thing happened with Dick Grayson. Dick Grayson, the very first Robin, who's now Nightwing. And he had a falling out with Batman as well, because Batman couldn't not see him as that little kid that he was, even though he was older and probably able to go on his own and not have to take direct orders from Batman. So they had a huge rift, and that's why Dick Grayson left. And I do like that Dick Grayson is in this movie. But with that, at least Dick was older. At least you saw him grow and become every bit the man that Bruce would be proud of and want. And it was just Bruce not being able to let him go. Where here, Damian's a kid. Like, really, am I supposed to like Damian? Am I? Because, man, was he just annoying as fuck in this film. How many times did he try to sneak out of Wayne Manor? And the fact that Bruce had to have those booby traps and electric fences and all those things just to keep him confined, that should tell him how annoying he was. I did want to talk about the Court of Owls, because I remember when this graphic novel, the comic books were coming out on this story. I don't read comic books as much as I would like to, the more current stuff, but I do remember hearing good things about the story. So now being able to see it play out in this film, sure, it's not everything, right? But it was enough to get me familiar with it and understand what they were all about. It was interesting. It was kind of creepy how it's this whole rich society of Gotham, and they're secretly organizing and doing all of these things without people knowing, how they get people to join this cult-like thing, then with the mask, and it was creepy. The main guy, who I think the character is Lieutenant Owl, I think that's how they addressed him, is voiced by Troy Baker, which is awesome because not only was he in The Last of Us as Joel, but he also voiced the Joker and Arkham Origins. He's a chameleon with his voice. Like, I wouldn't have known it was him if I didn't see his name in the credits. Great voice actor, and I like the character as well. I mean, sure, he's a bad guy, but there was moments where I at least understood his character, his backstory, how much alike he is to even Batman, or probably more so Damian, since he's trying to recruit him. And I was even wondering if, not if he would turn good, but there's a moment where he doesn't agree with the Court of Owls and everything that they're about, or they want him to do something he doesn't want to do. And that moment was almost a turnaround, but he's vicious. He's a killer. He's an assassin. He's a trained assassin. He's been at this since he was a kid. This is the path that Damian is going on. So I did like that. As far as Bruce Wayne goes, he is dating this woman, Samantha, who I thought was interesting. I mean, sure, there wasn't a whole lot to her, but I don't know. They seemed to have been dating for 3 months, and it seemed like they were teasing whether Bruce was wanting to tell her his secrets. But of course, she's not to be trusted. Maybe I shouldn't give too much stuff away here. But I will say that I did like when Bruce showed her that he wanted to build almost like a train road system for the city, similar to what his father wanted to do, at least in Batman Begins. And it was nice to see the Bruce Wayne character wanting to help the city, even though he's doing everything that he's doing as Batman. Still, it's something economically good for the city. Now, like I said, Nightwing is in this, and the one scene where he's training Damian and they're sort of fighting back and forth, man, I love Nightwing, and he did take the fight to him, but when Damian fought back and practically beat him, that really hurt me. I hate that they're trying to paint that maybe Damian is a better Robin than Nightwing, or I don't know. I don't like Damian being Robin. I don't. I get that he's Bruce's son. I don't even think I mind Bruce having a son, but there's been so many Robins. There's a moment where they're talking and they say, oh, Dick was the first Robin. And Dick says, well, from the looks of it, I was the only Robin. And it makes me go like, well, does Jason Todd not exist in this universe? Or Tim Drake? Maybe not. I don't know if this is New 52 or what. I can't keep up with that. One other villain that's in this film, he's at the very beginning, and he was insanely, insanely creepy, was Anton Schott, better known as the Doll Maker. And this guy was creepy as fuck. He kidnapped these little kids, had them in these cages, and you get to a point where you see these other kids who I assumed he tortured and brainwashed and mutilated because they're all wearing these doll masks, or their face is what it is, and they're blindly following this guy and fighting Batman and Damian for him, protecting him. It was creepy, it was disturbing, and even this whole movie is bloody, it's violent. I guess the DC films are more like this, right? I mean, I don't know if it was ever since the Dark Knight Returns movies, but it seems like that's what they are now. They're just bloody, they're brutal, they're violent. There's a part of me that likes that. There's a part of me that likes the fact that I can watch Batman movies, cartoon movies, that are adult and violent and bloody and real. Makes you go like, wow, this isn't the cartoons I grew up on. This is like, people can die, will die. People do die here. But there's also a part of me that doesn't like that, I guess any kid could want to see this because it's a cartoon and be exposed to this type of story. I mean, I don't know. I'm of two minds of it. Ultimately, I guess I do come down on I like it. There are plenty of other more family-friendly Batman cartoons out there, I guess, right? And also, it was very cool to see Batman killing things. I mean, sure, once he finds out that these owl assassins aren't people, that they're these weird, almost zombie-like creatures, that's when he starts killing them. And it's refreshing to see that, of course, Batman knows how to kill people. He knows like almost every way to kill people. He just doesn't do it. But seeing him actually do it here was pretty crazy. And the moment at the end where he gets into this big robot suit and pissed off, angry Batman saying, "Alright, you son of a bitches, bring it on." Seeing him say that was just wow. I cheered. I did for that. So there is a lot of cool stuff in here, a lot of crazy moments, crazy fighting. The title is a little misleading, Batman versus Robin. I mean, they do have a fight scene, but I don't know if it's necessarily them versus throughout the whole thing. It's really just about Damian and what path is he going to go on. Anyway, guys, I would recommend it. Let me know in the comments below if you have seen this animated film. What do you think of it? Like, comment, subscribe. Later.